Okay, so, you know that person? The one you can't stop thinking about. There's a 73% chance they're showing you signs they like you back. And you're completely missing them. Let me show you what to actually look for. Hey, welcome back. I'm Daniel, and I simplify psychology so you can actually use it in real life. So here's the thing about love: most people think it's all about grand romantic gestures. But psychology research shows that real attraction, it shows up in these tiny, unconscious behaviors. And I'm not talking about they laughed at your joke, or they texted you back. That's surface level stuff. These are the psychological signs that someone is genuinely falling for you, backed by actual research. Not just guessing. Not just vibes. Science. I'm gonna give you 5 signs. And if you're seeing 3 or more of these, they're into you. Let's start with the one that most people don't even notice. Sign number 1. They mirror your body language without realizing it. This is called the chameleon effect. And it's wild once you start noticing it. So let's say you're sitting across from them. You lean forward, they lean forward. You cross your legs, 30 seconds later, they cross theirs. You touch your face, they touch their face. Now, everybody mirrors a little bit when they're comfortable with someone. But when someone is attracted to you, this goes into overdrive. There's this study from Chartrand and Barg in 1999. They found that people unconsciously mimic the body language of people they like or want to connect with. It's your brain's way of saying, I'm on your wavelength. We're in sync. I remember when I first learned this, I was at coffee with someone I suspected liked me, and I started paying attention. Every time I picked up my cup, about 10 seconds later, they picked up theirs. Every time I leaned back, they did too. And here's the key: it's unconscious. They don't know they're doing it. So next time you're with your person, try this. Change your posture. Cross your arms. Then wait 20, 30 seconds. If they mirror you, that's sign number 1. Sign number 2. Their pupils dilate when they look at you. Okay, this one sounds weird, but stay with me because it's actually fascinating. Your pupils, those black circles in the center of your eyes, they get bigger or smaller based on light, right? Bright light, they shrink. Dark room, they expand. But here's what most people don't know. They also expand when you're looking at something or someone you find attractive. This was discovered by psychologist Eckhard Hess back in the 1960s. He showed people images of things they liked, and their pupils would literally dilate up to 45%. Now, I'm not saying you should get creepy and stare into someone's eyes measuring their pupils. Okay? That's weird. Don't do that. But if you're having a conversation, like a normal conversation, and you happen to notice their eyes in good lighting, if their pupils are larger than usual, that's an involuntary physiological response to attraction. You literally can't control this. It's your nervous system responding to someone you're drawn to. Now, disclaimer, this can also happen with other emotions like fear or excitement. So don't make this your only sign. But combined with others, is a strong indicator. Sign number 2, bigger pupils. Sign number 3, they lean into your personal space. This is one of my favorites because it's so obvious once you know what to look for. So humans have this thing called personal space zones, right? There's a whole field of study on this called proxemics. Edward Hall broke it down in the 1960s. Public zone, 12 feet or more. That's strangers. Social zone, 4 to 12 feet. That's acquaintances, co-workers. Personal zone, 1.5 to 4 feet. That's friends. And then, intimate zone, 18 inches or less. That's reserved for people you're close with, emotionally or romantically. Here's what happens when someone likes you. They find excuses to enter that intimate zone. They lean in when you're talking. They sit closer than necessary. They accidentally brush your arm. They stand next to you instead of across from you. Think about it. When you like someone, you want to be near them. Your body literally pulls you toward them. Like, have you ever been in a group conversation and the person you like keeps shifting closer to you? Everyone else is standing in a circle, but somehow they end up right next to you? That's not an accident. So pay attention to proximity. If they're consistently entering your personal space, and you're not uncomfortable with it, they're showing you they want to be closer. Sign number 3. Sign number 4. They remember tiny details about you. This one, This one gets me every time. When someone is falling for you, they pay attention. Like really pay attention. They remember your coffee order. They remember that story you told 3 weeks ago about your childhood dog. They remember you mentioned you don't like cilantro. They remember the name of your favorite book. Why? Because when you're interested in someone, your brain treats information about them as important. It gets stored differently than random facts. There's research on this from Diane Rubel and others. We're more likely to encode and recall information about people we have emotional investment in. I'll be honest with you. When I like someone, I remember everything. What shirt they wore on our second conversation. The way they said a specific word. It's because my brain has decided this person matters. And it works both ways. So if someone brings up something you mentioned in passing 2 months ago, if they remember details you don't even remember sharing, they're thinking about you a lot. Compare that to someone who barely remembers your name or constantly asks you to repeat yourself. That's not attention. That's not interest. But someone who hangs on your words and actually remembers them, that's sign number 4. Sign number 5. They find excuses to be around you. Okay, this is the one that'll make you rethink every interaction you've ever had. Psychologists call this proximity-seeking behavior. Basically, when we're attracted to someone, we become proximity obsessed. So let's say you're at work. Suddenly, they need to use the printer, which is conveniently near your desk, even though there are 3 other printers. Or you mention you're going to grab lunch. And oh, they were just about to go too. What a coincidence. You post that you'll be at a certain coffee shop. And look who walks in 20 minutes later. They happen to be at the same place as you are. They happen to be walking this way anyway. They just remembered they needed to ask you something. This is called the mere exposure effect working in reverse. We know from research by Robert Zajonc that the more we're exposed to someone, the more we like them. But when you already like someone, you create exposure. You manufacture reasons to be near them. And look, we've all done this, right? When you like someone, you suddenly need to be at the gym at the same time they are. You take the long route that goes past their office. You join the group chat they're in. So if someone is consistently showing up in your orbit, not in a stalker way, but in a we keep running into each other way, and it feels like more than coincidence, it's probably not coincidence. They're seeking your proximity. That's sign number 5. Alright, so those are your 5 psychological signs. 1. They mirror your body language. 2. Their pupils dilate around you. 3. They lean into your personal space. 4. They remember tiny details about you. 5. They find excuses to be near you. Now here's what I need you to understand. If you're seeing one of these, could be coincidence. Could be they're just friendly. If you're seeing 2, maybe worth paying attention. But if you're seeing 3 or more of these signs consistently, they probably like you. But here's the thing, psychology can't tell you what you do with that information. Because knowing someone likes you is one thing. Having the courage to do something about it, that's on you. And I get it, rejection is scary. Putting yourself out there is terrifying. But living in the what if is worse. So if you're seeing these signs and you like them back, maybe it's time to make a move. Start a conversation. Suggest hanging out. Be direct. The worst they can say is no. And honestly, if they're showing you all these signs, they're probably hoping you'll make the first move. Just, don't overthink it. Don't analyze every tiny gesture until you drive yourself crazy. Use this as a guide, not a rule book. Trust your gut. And good luck. You got this. Quick thing before you go. If you recognized yourself in any of these signs, like you've been doing these things around someone, drop a comment with just the number of which sign you're most guilty of. I'm curious. And if this helped you figure out whether your person likes you back, subscribe so you don't miss next week's video where I'm breaking down the psychology of why people ghost and what it actually means about them, not you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week. Think, simplify.